Referee Mike Posey calling for the bell. I'm sure Rainman and Jeff G. Bailey are backstage.
Well, you just
no, actually, they're not backstage. Rainman's out here.
Well, you mentioned Rainman. It was almost prophetic. Here he comes. Looks like he's here to watch the match at ringside. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm not sure it's...
Wait a second. The camera's not picking it up, but Rainman is asking the NWA president to leave the broadcast position here. Bill, you're not going to leave me up here with Rainman, are you? Bill? Oh, God. Anyway, let's head back to the action here. Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave mixing it up as I'm about to be joined by the Soul Assassin Rainman on commentary. The Soul Assassin Rainman picking me up. Can you hear me all right?
That's television champion Soul Assassin. Prazak. Get it right.
I wasn't quite done yet. Regardless, neither of the two, you're on my cord there, Soul Assassin.
Well, you need to get your cord out of my way, Prazak.
I'll have to remember that next time. Thanks a lot. You are so familiar with these two athletes here, Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave. At actually one time, wasn't Caprice Coleman part of the Usual Suspects?
Caprice Coleman's responsible for bringing me to Wildside, Prazak.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give him his props on that.
Oh.
But he can't handle the fact that I've surpassed everything he's done. Caprice Coleman has not held the TV title as long as I have.
That he has.
Is that
not.
a fact?
That is a fact.
How many times have I beaten the crap out of Jimmy Rave?
You've done quite a number of times.
I shouldn't even have to be going through this, Prazak.
But
me being the fighting champion that I am, I'm going to do it.
Wait a second. You don't have to be going through what? Defending your belt?
I shouldn't beat people that I've beaten 80 million times. No, I shouldn't have to do it again.
It's hardly 80 million times, but certainly Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave, these two incredible athletes you see before you here, are certainly deserving of another shot at Rainman. Surely Rainman is capable of defeating. You defeated him before. Surely you could defeat him again, right?
They're incredible, but they're not the Soul Assassin.
No, they certainly are not. However, the Wildside fans throughout the United States would love to see one of these two athletes, Jimmy Rave or Caprice Coleman, tangle with the Soul Assassin for the World TV title at Christmas Chaos.
Get the statement right, Prazak. They're not going to see him tangle with the Soul Assassin.
They're not?
They're going to see him get their ass beat by the Soul Assassin.
Well, that's certainly the Soul Assassin's perspective here, and I've never uttered the word Soul Assassin so many times in my life. As Caprice Coleman trying to curtail Jimmy Rave here, as Jimmy Rave now with a waist lock, and Rave, true to form, going for the arm of Coleman. However, those long legs of Coleman could quite possibly get to the ropes, and they in fact did.
I'm going to give them credit where credit's due, Prazak. They're both good, but they can't beat me, Holmes. They can't beat me, Holmes. You know this, Prazak. Bill knows it. Everybody in the NWA Board of Championship Committee or whatever you call that crap knows it, and I shouldn't be having to put my belt on the line against him again, but I'll do it because I'm a man like that.
Forgive me,
Prazak.
but you sound a little worried.
Worried?
Yeah.
Prazak.
Well, you seem to be so upset the fact that Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave I told you were on my cord.
That's all right. They'll get over it.
Thanks a lot. Coleman slugging away at the original XTC. Rave putting the brakes on. What a charging shoulder.
I would have moved out of the way of that. I would have moved out of the way because I'm
Well, maybe you'll get your opportunity to move out of your way at Christmas Chaos.
And I'm not going to tell you anymore, Prazak. Don't cut me off again. I'll smack you. I'm in arm's reach of you. Remember that.
I seem to realize that. And Jimmy Rave in an unfortunate position as Coleman kicking away at the fallen body of the original XTC.
If he kicks me like that, I'll break his leg and beat him with it, Prazak.
I think they're probably aware of that. But both Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave are getting an opportunity that you don't come around too often, you know?
I'm getting tired of saying the name Prazak. What if I just call you Stevie P? How about that, Prazak?
Terrific.
Stevie P. I think that's your name.
I never get tired of that. Thanks. Do you think when I think of my mom or something? Caprice Coleman on top of Rave. Only a 2 count. You're not going to defeating Jimmy Rave this early on in this matchup. Jimmy Rave, the CZW Ironman champion. And you don't get that by being any slouch. Last I checked, Caprice Coleman landing on his feet. Oh, and draping Rave's throat over that top rope. More aggression than we've normally seen out of Caprice Coleman.
He may be the CZW Iron Man champion, but he's never held the world television title, Prazak.
That's true, but Caprice Coleman has.
But not as long as the Soul Assassin, Prazak.
No, he hasn't. You're approaching your year-long anniversary of holding that world title.
Don't get it twisted, Prazak.
I don't believe I did. Regardless, a chop from Jimmy Rave.
And speaking of twisted, Prazak, what time's your watch got? Mine's stuck on 4:20, Holmes.
4:20. It's only
it's about
2:30 a.m. here in.
No, it's 4:20. It's always 4:20.
It's always 4:20. I'll get you a battery for that watch.
Why don't you make this idiot right here turn around because he's distracting me?
He's distracting me too. No kidding. Jimmy Rave now taking the arm of Caprice Coleman, but Coleman gets a leg in that bottom rope. Both these athletes, as incredible as they are, they're also both very tall athletes, so have to be quite aware of where your legs are. You're able to break a hold if you land in good ring position.
Did he just stomp him in the armpit?
He certainly did.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's a lot more aggression. I mean, these guys are dusting off their A game here. They know that you're in one of their futures, you know?
But the title isn't in their future, Prazak, because I'm not going to lose it.
Then you have nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried.
Then, okay, then.
Do you see a bead of sweat coming off my head, Prazak?
I certainly don't, but the things that are coming out of your mouth said you seem to be somewhat concerned about one of these two athletes that you'll be facing at Christmas Chaos. I mean, Caprice Coleman has been given many opportunities to wrestle you for the World TV title.
And how many times have he come up short?
He's come up short each and every time.
Thank you. I rest my case, Prazak. I shouldn't even have to say anything else, but I'm going to anyway.
And Coleman, the high leg lariat. In some ways, I'm rather honored you're joining us. And it's turning into a chop-a-thon between Jimmy Rave and Caprice Coleman.
I think they're going to chop each other's hearts out of their backs.
I think they're trying to attempt that. And Coleman dropped Jimmy Rave on his back. Rave hanging on for dear life. At what cost, though? Oh, my God. Coleman just dumped Jimmy Rave into that corner head first, and Rave just crumbled like a deck of cards. Coleman seemingly has a fallen Jimmy Rave there. I think that is it. No, check that. Jimmy Rave able to roll the shoulder. And very gingerly, not with much authority either.
I would have pinned him right there at that very moment.
Well, Caprice Coleman tried to do just that, too. That did not work. And Rave has rolled up Caprice Coleman. Oh, referee Mike Posey, and another pin attempt from Coleman. And a roll-up. Oh, boy.
Oh, goodness.
Boy, and a variation on a Shining Wizard to the face of Caprice Coleman. Not enough.
I thought that was it, Prazak.
Yeah, I thought so, too. But obviously, Jimmy Rave is a bit winded after all the action so far. I guess maybe those moves didn't quite pack the punch that he had intended. A thunderous chop from Rave onto Caprice Coleman.
Prazak, both of them could advance in Christmas Chaos for all I care. I'll beat the crap out of both of them. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I
don't care.
You ready for a three-way, huh?
I don't care.
Okay.
It just does not matter to me.
Okay,
That's how unstoppable
Well, I tell you, it certainly matters to Jimmy Rave and Caprice Coleman here. Both these guys are on the verge of killing each other for a shot at that World TV title that you hold so proudly, Rainman.
And what a beautiful title it is.
It's a
I shot it up. I take good care of it because I actually appreciate it.
And it's Rave once again with a crossface on Caprice Coleman. And Coleman is smack dab in the middle of the ring. And Coleman turns it out to his own advantage by rolling up Rave. Very enterprising. The adaptability of Caprice Coleman on display here tonight. Oh, and the thermal shock from Caprice Coleman. And I think, my friends, that is it.
Caprice,
no.
Oh, goodness.
Check that.
I was a second away from kicking Caprice's ass at Christmas Chaos.
Well, I thought Caprice Coleman was going to be your opponent. Jimmy Rave tends to differ. Able to get a shoulder up after a thermal shock, and Caprice Coleman wasted no time whatsoever.
I can tell both of these guys want it, Prazak, but
Yeah,
it
of course
doesn't matter.
they do.
It doesn't matter who gets it. They're going down in the end.
Well, at least they want to get an opportunity to go down in the end with Rainman. And it's Rave hanging on to Caprice Coleman with a variation on a sleeper, and Coleman backs Rave up into the turnbuckles. Big kick from Rave onto our charging Coleman. Hoping for a tornado DDT. No, go. And Coleman is, oh my Lord, Coleman just dropped Rave on his head. And Caprice Coleman is your opponent
That's
at
cool.
Christmas Chaos.
That's cool, because if he hits that move, I'm kicking out, and I'm going to hit him with the Dark City Street Cutter. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to remain the World Television Champion.
Well, you will get your opportunity at Christmas Chaos, and my friends.
I'm going to stand up and give him his props, because I'm tired of sitting here talking to you, Prazak.
Rainman going to give Caprice Coleman his props. I don't know if the camera's not picking it up, but Rainman applauding the efforts of Caprice Coleman, and I dare say the efforts of Jimmy Rave as well.